Hey, it's Patrick Grosser with the 513 Flat Fee Real Estate Group at Fathom Realty. You may have heard about our full-service flat fee listings through a postcard in your mailbox recently. We'll talk more about those in just a second, but first we'll take a look at the Cincinnati real estate market news for 2023 year-to-date and compare that to 2022 year-to-date. First of all, new listings are down 19%, closings are down 35%, average sale price is up over 6%, average days on market is at 20 days, total inventory right now is at 74 days, while active inventory is at 41 days. It is still a seller's market, but not as hot as it was earlier this year. So if you want to net the most money when you sell your home, you need a more sophisticated marketing approach, but you don't have to pay a 6% commission to get that because it comes standard with our full service flat fee listings. Visit our site at 513flatfee.com to learn more about our service and to find out how you can net the most money when you sell your home. Interest rates have been the hottest topic in real estate this year. Right now, the average mortgage interest rate for a fixed rate 30-year mortgage loan, according to Freddie Mac, is in the high sixes. I believe the last we checked was about 6.67%. If you look at bankrate.com, they have it higher than that, but still in the high sixes. So it's more affordable right now to get a mortgage loan than it was in October when it was near 8%, depending on who you asked for the average mortgage loan rate. So it is more affordable in terms of it's less interest that you're paying on your mortgage right now than it was a couple months ago. But of course, it's a lot more expensive interest-wise than it was earlier this year, and certainly compared to the last couple of years when we had interest rates in the 3 and 4% range. So all of this is actually in reaction to the Federal Reserve pausing their rate hikes recently. They've done that a couple times now. They've done that in response to the CPI report, the Consumer Price Index. They have inflation right now at 3.1%. Their stated goal is to get inflation to 2%. Now, we all know that the inflation that we experience is much higher than 3.1 or 2%. But with the numbers that they're using in their report, that's what they're going for, is 2%. They're at 3.1 now. They've paused rates rather than cutting them or raising them. Many economists think that they're going to cut rates multiple times in 2024, possibly getting interest rates into the low 6% range, maybe even the high 5% range. So that's something, a silver lining here, as we've had a tough year for buyers, especially when affordability is very low. I saw a report nationally about 16% of homes in the US were actually affordable for the average American. So I didn't dig into the numbers there. You'd have to look that up and see if you're curious about more information on that particular report. It all depends on how they crunch the numbers there and what they consider an average American, etc. But the moral of the story is it's been very unaffordable this year compared to years past to buy a home. We are potentially seeing some relief from that in terms of lower interest rates predicted in 2024. In response to potentially lower interest rates, if that does actually happen, if we get interest rates in the low sixes, high fives next year, we expect a spike in buyer demand as buyers will perceive that it's more affordable because it is interest-wise to purchase a home. In response to higher demand, we expect that inventory will be relatively the same because most of the buyer demand is going to come from renters who don't currently own a home. If they purchase a home, they'll be taking one off the market, so they'll be reducing inventory. And a lot of homeowners who are going to be trading up or trading down to a new home will buy a home and sell a home, which will be a net zero to the inventory. So unless builders are able to keep up with demand or there's an influx of new listings from investors or foreclosures or short sales, none of which we predict to happen, I think that inventory is going to stay relatively the same as it has been in 2023, maybe even go down a little bit. So it may be even a stronger seller's market in 2024. And we expect home prices to rise more sharply in 2024, again, if interest rates decline compared to what they were in 2023, which, as you saw here earlier in the video, home prices are up over 6% in 2023 despite higher interest rates. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see double-digit growth in terms of home values, which means that although it's more affordable interest-wise for buyers to purchase a home, it's going to be less affordable because home prices are going to rise. So it depends on your situation, on how much you're borrowing and what kind of home you're purchasing, and your creditworthiness and a lot of different factors. So you have to crunch the numbers, speak to a loan officer to get details on your particular situation, but it may or may not be more affordable to buy a home next year compared to this year. That's why I think it doesn't make sense to try to time the market with interest rates to purchase a home based on what's going on with interest rates. I recommend purchasing a home when you have a housing need or a strong desire to make a move up or down, or to go from renting to buying. I don't recommend trying to time the market for a more affordable home next year because, again, we're not really sure it's actually going to be more affordable when home prices rise in response to lower interest rates in 2024. For sellers in Cincinnati right now, it is the Christmas season. We're in the last couple weeks of the year here in 2023. This time of year is generally slower for selling a home because there's fewer buyers looking right now due to the weather, due to fewer daylight hours, and due to being preoccupied with the holidays and all of the obligations that that requires. So we do expect to be fewer showings and fewer offers in the next couple weeks. We are still doing business. The listings that are marketing themselves properly, pricing themselves right, doing the proper promotion and presentation are still selling quickly and still selling for top dollar. Generally speaking, it's still taking a little bit longer than it would in the spring to sell your home. I don't recommend trying to time the market if you have a strong need to make a move and you have to sell your home in order to do that. I don't recommend waiting until the spring or waiting until the first of the year. I think it makes the most sense whenever you're ready to go ahead and do the right things to prepare. Don't rush the process, but once you are ready to bring your house to market in the proper fashion, go ahead and do that regardless of the timing, maybe with the exception of listing, the week of Christmas, because a lot of people are traveling during that time and aren't able to make time to schedule showings. Other than that, I think it makes the most sense when it's right for you to go ahead and get your house on the market. If you have any questions about buying a home or selling a home right now or in 2024, you need some help navigating the market or making some predictions on what's going to happen and how that's going to affect your situation, feel free to reach out to us. The best way to do that is to visit our site at 513flatfee.com so we can set aside some time to assess your needs and map out a game plan for how we can help you to achieve your real estate goals. I'm Patrick Grosser with the 513 Flat Fee Real Estate Group at Fathom Realty.